David Johansen, who fronted the New York Dolls and more, dies at 75 from respiratory complications. Last words revealed. March 1st, 2025. The music world is in mourning today as David Johansen, the charismatic frontman of the legendary glam punk band New York Dolls, has passed away at the age of 75. Known for his dynamic stage presence, eclectic style, and pioneering influence on the New York rock scene, Johansen's death marks the end of an era for punk rock and glam music. Johansen died peacefully at his home in New York City on March 1st, 2025, after a battle with complications from a long-standing health condition. His family confirmed the heartbreaking news with a statement. David was not just a trailblazer in music, but a lover of life and an inspiration to so many. He will be missed dearly by all who knew him. Cause of death. David Johansen's passing came after a lengthy struggle with respiratory complications, which had worsened in recent years. His family did not disclose the specifics of his illness, but stated that he had been receiving medical care for a chronic condition. According to his close friends, Johansen faced the latter part of his life with resilience and a continued passion for music, even though his health had been in decline. David always had a larger-than-life spirit, said longtime friend and collaborator Alice Cooper. He lived his life to the fullest, and he left us with a legacy that will never be forgotten. Final words. Johansen's final moments were shared by those closest to him. In his last words, he reportedly told his family, "Keep the music going. It's all about the freedom and the joy it brings." His passion for music remained unwavering until the end, and he was surrounded by loved ones who knew him as an artist who would never compromise on his vision. Johansen's final message was a reflection of his own rebellious spirit, which had defined his career from the very beginning. Whether performing on stage, recording with the Dolls, or embarking on his solo projects, Johansen always emphasized the importance of artistic freedom. A revolutionary figure in music. David Johansen was born on January 9th, 1950, in Staten Island, New York. He grew up surrounded by the vibrant musical influences of the city and began playing music in his youth. His band, the New York Dolls, was formed in 1971 and became an iconic force in the punk and glam rock movements. Their self-titled debut album, released in 1973, remains a cornerstone of the genre, influencing countless artists in the years to come. Known for their androgynous fashion, punk ethos, and wild performances, the Dolls were ahead of their time. While they did not achieve commercial success during their initial run, their music and style have since been recognized as groundbreaking. Johansen, in particular, was lauded for his magnetic stage presence, which combined elements of glam rock, proto-punk, and vaudeville performance. Though the New York Dolls never reached the mainstream success they deserved during their active years, they became a critical part of the early punk scene. Johansen's eclectic approach to rock music earned him a dedicated following and influenced generations of musicians who sought to break away from convention. Solo career and continued influence. After the New York Dolls disbanded in 1975, Johansen embarked on a successful solo career. His 1978 album, David Johansen, introduced a more mainstream pop-oriented sound, but still retained the bold spirit of his earlier work. The single, Funky But Chic from that album became a hit and helped establish Johansen as a solo artist in his own right. In the years following, Johansen released several more albums, exploring a range of genres, from rock to blues to lounge music. His versatility as a performer was evident in his various projects, including his involvement with the band Buster Poindexter in the 1980s. Known for his alter ego, the suave, tuxedo-wearing lounge singer Buster Poindexter, Johansen found success with his cover of the song Hot, 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 which became a pop hit in 1987. Throughout his career, Johansen remained a beloved figure in the New York music scene and beyond. His ability to constantly reinvent himself, both musically and personally, kept his work fresh and relevant for fans old and new. His collaborations with other artists, such as his work with the legendary producer Todd Rundgren, continued to shape the evolution of rock music. Tributes from the music world. As news of Johansen's death spread, tributes began pouring in from across the music world. Many of his contemporaries, fans, and collaborators expressed their sorrow and admiration for his contributions to rock music. Mick Jagger, frontman of the Rolling Stones, shared a heartfelt tribute. David was a true original, as he was a part of the heartbeat of rock and roll in the 1970s, and his legacy will live on forever in his music. Iggy Pop, another legendary figure from the same era, also mourned Johansen's passing, stating, "David was a true innovator. He showed the world that you didn't have to fit into anyone's box to make great music. He was an inspiration to us all." Other tributes came from bands like the Ramones, who were heavily influenced by the punk rock scene that Johansen helped pave. Dee Dee Ramone's widow, Barbara, wrote on social media, "The Dolls were the band that changed everything, and David was the heart and soul of it all." A legacy that will never fade. David Johansen's legacy as a member of the New York Dolls and as a solo artist will remain firmly etched in the annals of rock history. His fearless approach to music, fashion, and identity continues to inspire artists in every genre. His influence can be heard in the work of modern punk, glam, and alternative artists, as well as in the continuing relevance of the New York Dolls in pop culture. But beyond his musical genius, Johansen was a true character in every sense of the word. His wit, humor, and unyielding authenticity made him a beloved figure both on and off the stage. His fans cherished not only his music, but also his unapologetic individuality and his ability to make them feel empowered to be their true selves. As the world mourns his passing, David Johansen's music will undoubtedly continue to live on in the hearts of fans and musicians alike. His last words, urging others to keep the music going, resonate as a final testament to the life he lived and the art he created. Final arrangements. David Johansen's family has announced that a public memorial service will be held in New York City to celebrate his life and remarkable career. Details regarding the service are still pending, and his family has requested that in lieu of flowers, donations be made to organizations supporting musicians' health and welfare. Conclusion. David Johansen's death is a profound loss to the world of music. As a founder of the New York Dolls and a solo artist, he helped reshape the sound of rock and roll. His fearless pursuit of creative freedom and his desire to push boundaries made him a true icon. Though he is no longer with us, his contributions to music and culture will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, David Johansen. Your legacy will continue to inspire generations to come.